Welcome, I am happy to have you here on my channel. If you found this video, might be a totally new member to the channel, so not one always watching my videos. This is a video that is for you, which you are probably just downloading or have just downloaded Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. You might be a new player to the game that has not or never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, or you might, like I was or I am, when I started again playing the game like 2 years ago and started this channel, also started playing Master Duel, a returning player who has once played Yu-Gi-Oh! And now wants to get back into the game via Master Duel, the official game for Yu-Gi-Oh! That is not really the TCG, so the European version of Yu-Gi-Oh! And also not the OCG, which is the like Asia version of Yu-Gi-Oh! But is an own format, its own game. And today I want to show you in the next minutes what you need to know when you start off with Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I will talk about everything that you need to know, what you should do at the start, what you should not do at the start when creating a new account, where there are some pitfalls, what you might want to get from the shop, for example, how the crafting system works. We will talk about missions, how you can get gems, whether you should buy gems or not, and I will also show you some websites that are very important and that will help you on your journey to becoming a better Yu-Gi-Oh! Player or just starting off with the game and enjoying it, of course, learning the great game that is Yu-Gi-Oh! So without further ado, let me just start into the video, and if you have any questions, then let me know in the comments and I will gladly answer them. Super happy to have you here. I hope this can help. People always say that I'm quite good at explaining stuff. I hope this can get or come through at this moment. So when you start the game, you will end up on this site here. You, when creating a new account, will have the opportunity to play some starting missions, which I would suggest you do, because you will then get some bonus gems and some bonus missions and rewards for that. You can also choose a deck for starters, which you can use to start the game with. It doesn't really matter. You get 3 different decks offered to you. It doesn't matter which one you take. You will get the rest throughout some other missions in the solo part here. So don't you worry what you pick there, just pick what you want to and you will get the rest. These are also not really relevant decks, so no decks that you will play on the ladder when you reach higher ranks. So you are going to land here, and obviously the first thing that you will probably want to do is to duel, but let's first understand what you can do here and how you can get, I think this is the first thing to understand, resources so you can play a game. Obviously you get the starter deck, which you can then just take to duel, and you can just go to the ranked mode, which is up here, ranked duel. You can see the current season, which at the moment is season 27. You can also just create a duel room if you want to duel with a friend of yours, or you can enter a room if a friend of yours has, for example, like opened a room. Then you can enter it here via a code. So if I go enter a room, then there are some rooms here that I can participate in, play some games, or I can input a code here. Maybe a friend of you has opened. There's also a casual match where you can go and not play the ranked ladder, which obviously is a bit more chill, but has the disadvantage that in casual mode at the moment, at least as of the moment of making this video, you are not able to complete your missions, which missions we will talk about in a moment. So if you want to complete missions, you will have to go to your ranked duel mode or to the solo mode or to the events that will take place on a regular basis. We will talk about this in a moment, but as you can see at the moment, there is the Duelist Cup, which as you can see here will run until March the 25th. So there will also always be events. There's always one event per month, which we will talk about later. There you can also get some resources, but this we will talk about later on the line. Then there's also an option here, a team battle, which I have to be honest, I do not really know what this does here. Never have used this. I think this is something that you can use to battle like 3v3 or something, but I'm not quite sure. Let me know in the comments if you know what this is. Have never used this in 2 years of playing Master Duel. So I think the most important mode here for everyone is ranked duel, where you can climb up until master, which is the rank that you are currently seeing here. And you can also get rewards for climbing the ladder. So you will get rewards in the form of gems. Talking about gems, this is your main currency that you can see on the top here. At the moment I have 9,981 gems. The one and first thing to understand is that you can have up to 10,000 gems up here in the saved part, and then you also have a gift box. As you can see right here, I have 11 items in the gift box. So once you have reached the upper limit of 10,000 gems in the game, the other gems that you will get via your missions or other rewards will go into the gift box, where they will stay for 30 days. You can get them here here, we can receive them, and if you don't get them in within 30 days, then they will expire and you are no longer able to get them. So always keep in mind when your gift box stuff here expires, you can see it's available to claim until the April the 12th. This is my like newest thing here, which at this point I will have spent them, so no worries about that. But always keep in mind you can only have 10,000 of these gems up here, which this only counts for the gems that you have gotten for free. You can have unlimited amount of paid gems. So as you can see, by clicking up here on the gems button, we will get to the shop where you can buy gems. Obviously, this is a game that wants to make money, but let me tell you this, in the beginning, if you are very wise with spending your resources, and I will talk about how you can be wise and how you can allocate your resources effectively and clever, then this is a very generous free-to-play game and you don't really have to invest. Quick little story here. In the beginning, I didn't know anything about this game. I wish I had a video like this when I started off. So I ended up like paying 160 euros because there was no gem offering for me available, unfortunately, for a single deck, which was super expensive and was not really necessary. But yeah, I guess we all make mistakes and this is how we learn. In general, I would say the offerings here are quite expensive. There will always be, and you can find this in the notifications on the top here with the little, is it called, the letter icon here. There will regularly be these gem offers, not every month. So for those of you wondering, every month there is a new pack releasing with new cards from the base game, from the game. So the game, the TCG and the OCG, which is the European version and the Asian version, it's a few months ahead of Master Duel. So you might already know which cards might come next. And then they release once each month in a new pack. And there will not always be a new gem offer. It's mostly like every 2 or 3 months there will be a new gem offer, which in this case I can take this 3 times for 28 euros here, and for around about 3,000 gems, which in comparison to all the other stuff that I can buy here is very nice. Now you will also have the option, if there is a new account, of having these starter deals, which the starter deals, as you can see, they are no longer here in my account. I have bought them. These are definitely the best offers that you will ever get in the game. So if you want to spend gems in the game, then this is a good starting point. Your like starting offers here, there is a cheap one for I think 10 euros, and there is another one for I think also like 30 euros roundabout, which is better than this one. So if you want to invest in the game, which you don't have to if you are a bit patient and play the game regularly, then you don't need to, but you can do it right here, right? So this is what you will use to buy stuff in the shop, which we will take a look at in the moment. So we have the gems here, we have the notifications here. I talked about this already. In the notifications, you will see important stuff. They will tell you when a ban list is coming, changing like the cards. Some cards will be forbidden, some cards will be limited, so only available to be in the deck once, for example. They will also tell you when there is a new pack arriving. So recently, for example, a new selection pack. So selection pack is always the main pack. There are also secret packs. We will go over this in a minute. Return of the Kings is here. Then you can see some cards that are in the pack, but more to that in a moment. And they will also tell you when there is new accessories, the accessoires that you can buy in the shop, or the secret packs that are available in the shop. But we will talk about this in a moment here. And they also inform you when there are new events or new missions for the events, which events is like a topic that we will talk about in a moment here. They also tell you when there is a maintenance, which is normally when they upgrade the game. This doesn't only happen when there is a new pack. This also happens when the month ends, because at the end of the month the ladder will be reset. So the season, as you have seen here over in the duel and then ranked tab, the season at the moment 27, this is always a month long. And if, for example, you end up in Master, which is the highest rank, you will then go down 2 ranks, which in this case would be 1 rank. So you will start again in Diamond. So at the end of a month you will declimb, so you can climb up once again. And this will always be reset at the end of the month, starting a new season. And as I already said, you can find all these infos in the notifications here. Then we have missions, which at the moment or at the beginning, you will have a lot of missions that you can complete. Those are sometimes called discovery missions, but these are also in the lifetime missions. At the beginning, you will have a lot of lifetime missions available that will give you a lot of gems. So you have to understand that in the beginning, Master Duel gives you a lot of free gems, so around about 20,000, which is definitely enough to buy 1 or 2 meta-relevant decks. I will talk about how you can find meta-relevant decks in a moment here when we come to that point. So be aware that in the beginning, and I will talk about how to maximize your gems in the beginning in a moment, but you will have a lot of missions here in the beginning that you can like just complete, or just by playing anything, you can go play on the ladder, you can go play in the solo mode against bots, and you will definitely complete a lot of missions, giving you a lot of resources in the beginning. So it's like a lot of games giving you a lot of resources in the beginning and then slowing down when you play the game for longer. You can find all missions here in the All Missions tab. This is for the Duelist Cup, which is the current event, so you will always have missions for every event giving you gems. Every event gives you around about, we can see it down here in the notifications highlights, I guess. Every event gives you basically around 3,300 gems via missions and via playing the event, but we will go over this in a second. So this is every month that you can get these 3,300 gems. At least it was like this for the last year and a half. So you can see the missions from the event here. Then you can see your daily missions, which you can see at the moment I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will get 3 new daily missions each day, and you can have a maximum of 12 here. So once there are 12 missions here, you will not get new ones. So if you want to like maximize the amounts of resources that you get in the game, you have to accomplish these. For example, destroy a card, you have to do this 5 times to achieve these 40 gems here. And you can do this in the solo mode. You can also do it in the ranked mode, but you can't do it in the casual mode. You can also do it in the event mode. So event, ranked, and solo mode will give you the opportunity to complete these missions here. And one thing to understand is that there are like there's a pot of missions available to you, right? So for example, the mission win a duel, which is I need to win 1 duel to get these 40 gems here. If I do not complete this mission, then I will not get this mission again. I have to complete this mission to get it again, so you can't get win a duel 2 times, right? So this is also something to keep in mind. The missions, the daily missions, will always be available until the end of the season, which is in 12 days, as you can see up right here. So be aware of the fact that when there is only 1 day left here, go ahead and do all your missions. So what you can obviously do, you can stack your missions. You can just go and let them let them collect like 12 missions, because this is the maximal cap, and then go and just make or do all the missions at 1 day. So if you want to be perfectly efficient, then you could go and just let them collect here until there are 12 missions here, and then just do them all at one time, which will definitely save you some time. But keep in mind that they will expire when the season ends, so always keep this in mind. With the receive all button, you can obviously receive them all. So for example, duel in solo mode is a mission that I most of the time don't accomplish, so I don't have to do it all over again, because playing in solo mode is very boring for me, because I want to play in the ranked mode. Obviously, you at the beginning want to go into the solo mode, obviously, so there's a big difference. But this is how daily missions are accomplished, and this is how you can stack them. As I already said, you can have 12 missions here at the max, and they will expire. There's also the login bonus, which this is also on a monthly basis. As you can see here, log in 1 account per day, 14 of 31. So if you log into the game, whether this is on your smartphone or on your PC, you will be able to get this login bonus here, which is 20 per day. And then sometimes there's also 50 here. All in all, this is not something that you have to accomplish. But once again, if you want to maximize the amounts of gems that you get, you can just log in once per day and then click receive all and receive your login bonus here. But I think you don't really have to do this. This is not a lot of gems. Most gems come from making or doing the events that will get there each month. This is definitely the biggest pool that you will get: the event and then your daily missions. Those are the 2 most important things when you want to achieve the most amount of resources. And then you can also battle on the ranked ladder, because if you climb up the ranks on the ranked ladder, you will also get resources rewards, which can also, if you climb up to Master 1, be a lot. But as already said, the two biggest ones are the daily missions and then the events and its missions. We have Duel Live, which you can spectate a Duel Live. This is over, I'm not quite sure where this, it's over here, right? You can go Duel Live here, and then you can watch like a duel that people are doing at the current moment. You can go casual mode, you can go ranked duel. So yeah, in the beginning, and a friend of mine did this as well. In the beginning, I was always completing these missions, the Duel Live missions, but obviously these are only like 5 gems per day, so don't worry about this. When it comes to earning gems, this is not really important. And as you can see right here, just as I clicked accepting gems, you can see I went over 10,000 gems, which means that I have paid gems left here. Otherwise, I would not be able to go over 10,000. As I already said, you can only get up to 999 free gems. So this tells you that I have some paid gems left that are here in the gems pool. You can also take a look at, just a quick one now that I see it, you can also take a look at your gems. If you click on record of gems, you can see I have 8 paid gems and then I have 9993 free gems where you can have a max of, it's 10,000, not 999. But you can also see when you have gotten these gems. So I've got free gems here, but I might also have some paid gems. You can take a look at your record here and see where you got your gems from if you want to do that, obviously. So back to the missions tab here, and we have the Duel Live missions and then the lifetime missions, as I already said. And there are also these secret missions that can appear if you basically do what they tell you, right? So secretly place a spell counter. So placing a spell counter on something, which is a mechanism that is most likely in pendulum decks. They are placing a lot of spell counters, and Endymion being specific. So if you achieve this, then you can complete the secret mission and get some rewards here, or win by decking out your opponent, which can happen sometimes. Then you will get this reward, which is like a title that you can put to your profile here. We will go over this in a moment. This is not really very important, but there are also some secret missions that you will probably achieve over your lifetime of playing the game. As you can see right here, you can banish your opponent's cards. You have to do this 3,000 times. I have done this 2,000 times, and then I will get 50 gems. So this is really not a lot. This is definitely not where the bulk of gems comes from. So don't you worry about the secret missions here. Worry about your dailies and your events. And then we will talk in a moment about why solo is very important, especially for you in the beginning. We have talked about gift box missions, notifications, Duel Live, and then also you have the ability to like go for friends here. You can add friends here with their player digit, or you can also search via title lookup here. And then there is, at least at this moment, there is a new event where you can get a Sword Soul deck, which was a strong deck in the past, where you can basically get it for free. You have a code here, and this might not be live at the moment you see this video, but if it is, then you can try to go for this. I achieved this because I posted this on my YouTube channel, and then people put in their code, so I was able to get this. So here's your friend code, and if someone enters your friend code and he is a new player or a returning player, which means I think he has not played for 30 days the game, then if he enters your code that you can find right here, if there is one person entering your code, you will get this deck here, which you cannot decraft, you cannot destroy, but more to decrafting in a moment. But you can then use this deck, which is quite a nice meta deck, and with a few upgrades is definitely not a shabby deck. But yeah, this is something that is on at the moment. And you can go get this if you so desire and want to. We have the sub menu here with, you can take a look at the game settings. There are some things that I can show you maybe in a moment, but this is maybe a bit deep, so not something that is super important at the beginning. You can have a help section here, forbidden and limited list. So the most of you will probably be aware of the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh has a ban system. Forbidden cards cannot be in the deck. Limited means that the card can be only once in your deck or extra deck or side deck, and semi-limited means only 2 times in your main deck, extra or side deck, and otherwise you can use every card 3 times. You can take a closer look at the forbidden and limited list at the bottom here. Then we had this, or we've looked at this already, the records of gems obtained, where you can see your gems. We have looked at this a moment ago, and then honestly I have never clicked on anything here, so if you want to check the credits or the license, you can go ahead. Okay, we have looked at the Duel tab here, and then let's now look at the shop, because we have talked about gems. So let's do the shop next, and I will talk about what you should get in the shop, and what you should avoid. So we have a recommended section here, we have a pack section, structure deck, accessoires, and a special. So let's just not look at the recommended one, let's look at the packs here, because packs is obviously the means that you can use to get new cards. You can also craft them. We will take a look at this in a moment here, and you will see, and now there are some very important parts here, right? You can see the normal packs, as it's called, and then you can see the secret packs, right? And then you can see bonus packs. So normal packs, what does this mean? The most basic pack here in the game is the master pack. The master pack contains, and every pack costs 100 gems. This is always the case, and the master pack contains every card in the game. And then you have these special packs, which are the selection packs that you can see up here, also called selection pack here, and the secret packs, which are down here in the secret pack menu. We'll talk about how you can get every secret pack that you want in a minute here. But the master pack, you have to understand, is the worst pack in the game. So never go and buy packs from the master pack, because you want to specifically open packs for the deck that you want to build, right? So for example, there is a deck that or an archetype that is called Tier Elements, and at the moment I have the Tier Element secret pack that is available to me here with a lot of Tier Element cards in here. So you don't want to go and open master packs to get your Tier Element cards, because it's very unlikely that you will get them. You want to get the secret pack for the specific archetype, or the selection pack if the cards are in this one. So the normal packs, selection packs, right? You can see how long they are available here in the shop, and once they leave the shop, and normally they will be replaced by another selection pack. So this always tells you when the next pack will come into the game. So we have 22 days left until we will get a new pack, and then these pack here will go out of the shop. But don't you worry, you will be able to get the cards that are in them. We can quickly take a look at how the pack structure looks here. You can look at details when it comes to the pack. You can look at the odds. I think they have to write this here because of legal reasons, I guess. And then you can look at, and this shows you the cards that are included in this pack, cards included in this pack. And there you can see the different rarities that we have in the game. Ultra rare, which is the highest rarity, super rare, which is the one under it, and then rare and normal. One thing to understand is, and this is not like in, for example, Hearthstone, which is a game I have played before, if you like destroy your ultra rare cards, then you will get ultra rare resources. We will take a look at this in a moment when going over the deck building process. But you can destroy these cards, get ultra rare resources, and then make new ultra rare cards, right? But you have to understand that not like in Hearthstone, ultra rare resources can only be used to craft ultra rare cards, and super rare resources can only be used to craft super rare cards. So one important thing to understand here is you will always have enough normal rare, and most of the time always have enough super rare resources. So don't you worry about these rarities here, because these will most likely never be a problem if you don't get the super rare that you want from the specific effect. Don't you worry, you will most likely have enough resources to just craft the card. Ultra rare is definitely the thing that is so this is like the upper point of the pyramid. This is where the resources are really lacking. This is where you really have to manage your resources wisely if you want to get the most out of this game. The ultra rare cards are the most rarest and the hardest to get, and you have to manage your resource very wisely here. And I will talk about how you can do this in a moment. Just quickly wanted to show you the pack here. You can also take a look at the animations for the cards in the pack here. And then you can buy, this is also another important thing, you can buy 1 pack or you can buy 10 packs. And if you buy 10 packs in a bulk, then at least 1 super rare card is guaranteed in these 10 packs, which is quite nice, but not the most important thing why you should actually buy 10 packs. So always, if you can, save until you have 1000 gems to buy a 10 pack of the pack you want, because not only are you getting the guaranteed super rare, but also if in these 10 packs there is not a single ultra rare, which normally there is one in there, and most of the time there's more than one, but it can happen, and it doesn't happen that rarely, that you will get not a single ultra rare in your 10 packs. And if this happens, then the game guarantees you a guaranteed ultra rare in your next 10 package. So don't you ever go and buy single packs, because then you will not get this 10 pack rule, right? The guaranteed super rare that you will get here, as you can see down here, is not that important. As I already talked about, super rare is not really a resource that is very rare. You will most likely ever or always have enough super rare crafting points, maybe in the beginning a bit less, but once you have played this game for 1 or 2 months, then super rare crafting points are not really a problem, only ultra rare crafting points. So this is why you should always buy in a 10 pack here. So these are the selection packs here, and then we have the secret packs, which secret packs, these are more interesting. So there are these special secret packs, for example, these here are for the 2nd anniversary, and then there are other secret packs, and you have to understand that there are a lot of secret packs, and I will show you a website where you can take a closer look at the secret packs and find the secret packs that you want to open for your specific deck. We will talk about this in a moment here, but let's first understand something about secret packs. Secret packs can always be unlocked, and then you can pull cards from the secret pack, and then they will go once again after 24 hours. So if you want to unlock a secret pack, we can take a look at cards included in this pack here. With secret packs, sorry, you have to go featured cards, and then you will see the cards that are in the secret pack. Cards included in this pack will show you every card in the game, like in the master pack. I will talk about in a moment why this is. So these are the cards that are included in this secret pack, right? And if you want to basically unlock the secret pack so you can pull from it, you will have to craft at least a super rare from the secret pack or higher. And I will show you how you can craft stuff in a moment when we go to the decks. Don't you worry. But if you craft a super rare or you pull a super rare or higher, so for example, let's say you open a master pack and you open the Mermail Abysseuse, then this will automatically grant you access to all the secret packs that this card is in. But you could also just go and take a look at the website I will show you in a moment, where you can take a look at the secret pack you want to open, and then you can see which super rares are in the secret pack, and then you just go ahead and craft one of these super rares or an ultra rare if you want, and then you will have the secret pack available here for you for 48 hours. This is the timeline or I think 24 or 48 hours, so you can then go ahead and pull from this pack, right? So there are some archetypes on decks that you can build by secret packs, and then there are also some decks and archetypes, mostly the newer ones, that you will need to open the selection packs for if you want to get the cards. One thing to understand here, which is actually quite important, is that when you open selection packs, you can only get cards from this selection pack. So if you open this pack, you will only be able to get cards that you can see right here. So just to understand this from a mathematically point of view, if you are pulling for this specific ultra rare here, let's say, right, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13% chance, so 1 in 13, to pull this ultra rare if you pull any ultra rare, right? This is selection packs. But for secret packs, very important to understand, for secret packs, it's a bit different. In a secret pack, so you always get 8 cards in one pack. This is always the case. But in a secret pack, you will get 4 cards from the secret pack here. These are the cards on the right side of the pack, so you will have, we can quickly take a look at this so you understand what I'm talking about. Let me just buy a pack so you can see what I'm talking about here. We will open this pack. So you open the pack here, and then you have 8 cards available that you will get from this pack, and the 4 cards on the right here are from the secret pack, and the 4 cards on the left, and this is always the case for a secret pack, are basically from the master pack. So these cards can be any cards in the game, so basically master pack, and this is from the secret pack. And then we can quickly open here. By the way, the little yellow shine indicates a super rare or higher, and if there is like a purple shine, this is an ultra rare. And there's Telemann Kastira, which is a super rare. And as you can see, this symbol indicates that I have now unlocked an additional secret pack by opening this card, which we can take a look at in a moment. Which, as you can see, we have unlocked the Telemann secret pack, which obviously we already have, so there is not a new one here. But you understand how this works. If you open a super rare or an ultra rare, you will unlock each secret pack that this card is in. We have just seen this. So just remember and understand that obviously there are less ultra rares in here that you can pull from. So if you want specifically this ultra rare here, then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so a 1 in 8 chance to get this ultra rare. But always remember that 4 cards of the secret pack will not be from the secret pack, but from the master pack. So you could still get this from the left side of the pack, because this is obviously also in the master pack, but the chances are very slim. So if you want to calculate, because sometimes cards will be available in a selection pack, but also in a secret pack, and then you have to think about this is optimizing resources, what we are talking about now. Then you will have to think about whether you want to open the secret pack or the selection pack. And always keep in mind, so you have to basically pretend like there are not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ultra rares in here, but 16, because your chance of pulling an ultra rare from the secret pack in each pack you open are 50%, because the other 50% is that you open them from the master pack side, which is the left side of the pack, right? So this is something to keep in mind when it comes to secret and selection pack, but this is definitely a bit deeper down the line, not super important at the beginning, but I wanted to share this with you. So master pack, don't you ever buy this, and selection pack will be like the thing that you will open most of the time, and then secret packs for decks that you want to build. There is not a secret pack for every deck, but Konami adds new secret packs for archetypes that are no longer in selection packs from time to time. And then you have these bonus packs here, which you can get some tickets from this current event, the Duelist Cup, and then I can go and use this ticket to, okay, and at the moment I have none here, but I can get here a pack here. This is really not important, because these bonus packs that you will get, you can also get ultra rares, as you can see here. You can also craft them if you want, but you cannot decraft them, which makes them basically useless. And then we also have this legacy pack where you can collect tickets for if you play the ladder. You can see at the moment I have 14, and then I can, for example, open them here. I've opened 14 of them and have not received a single ultra rare or super rare. It also does not matter, because you can also not decraft these cards. Cards from a selection pack, from the master pack, or from a secret pack, you can always decraft and use them for other cards. These you unfortunately can't, and there are not a lot of good cards in here. There are some nice cards in here, so definitely not the worst ever. There are some cards that you definitely want to pull from time to time that are nice, but all in all, it's not very important. Over time, when playing the ladder or casual, though I'm not quite sure if you get them in casual, I think you get them on the ladder only. So over time, you will accumulate these tickets and just go and open them, but it's not really important. It's free, but it also is not really impactful. Sometimes there are decks that use some of these cards. For example, there was recently Infernoble Knights, a new archetype, and they, for example, used this Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. And I had 2 of them because I have opened a lot of these packs here over the time, so I didn't have to craft them. So this is actually, it's good, right? But it's also not really relevant. So just open them when you get the tickets by playing the ranked ladder, but these are not very important. And then we've talked about packs. Now let's talk about structure decks. So you have structure decks, and you can, as you can see right here, buy each structure deck 3 times. You can see 3 times remaining, 2 times remaining. They always cost 500 here, and we can quickly take a look at. You can also go here and look at what is in the structure deck. So obviously a structure deck for 500 is very, very cheap, and you can, for example, play Blue Eyes. You can play, or you can just buy 3 structure decks and then just play the entire deck, which is quite nice. There are some structure decks that have some important cards in them that are really good in general, but structure decks in general are good for beginners, but they don't represent very strong decks or very meta-relevant decks. So for example, in this pack here, or was it in this pack? Oh yeah, there was Fusion Deployment, which is an ultra rare, which Branded Despia, a deck that you can play here, a meta-relevant deck, plays 3 off. So when I started playing the deck, I was able to just buy 3 times the structure deck and then get this ultra rare basically for free. So I did not have to craft the ultra rare. So if you are missing an ultra rare, always go and check if the ultra rare might be in here in the structure decks. So for example, if you want to play Mech or Salamangreat, a very important card is Cyanide Mining, that, as you can see, is here in the structure deck, but all in all, structure decks not that important, but can be very nice when starting off the game. So this could actually be the first thing that you as a complete beginner go to build your first deck. You might know Blue Eyes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes, you might know Dark Magician, which is also a deck that you can buy into here. And then you go ahead and for 1,500 gems, which is really not a lot, you can get a completely playable deck and start your journey there. As I already said, I will show you a website in a moment where you can find deck lists, and this website will also help you on the start or with starting this journey here. Then we have accessoires, which I only want to go over quickly here. Obviously, if you want to maximize your gems and be a good free-to-play player, then don't get these here. Their price point is quite okay. These, for example, will be on your playing field, as you can see here, and then they make some moves. So yeah, but you will also get them for free with the Battle Pass, which we will talk about in a moment. You can upgrade your duel fields, which I personally think this is very this always. As you can see, I only have done this once. For me, it's annoying. I like the clean field, so yeah, you can also upgrade the graveyard and the banish here, and you can buy some other stuff. But this is just cosmetic stuff, which here in this game normally cosmetic stuff is quite expensive. Here in this game it's really cheap. You can go buy protectors for your cards. So if you play the game, then we will see this in a moment, but your cards will have these sleeves on them basically, and your opponent can also see them. So it's just quite cool. If you like, for example, the Chaos Angel as a card, you can go ahead and, as you can see, basically sleeve your cards in the Chaos Angel sleeves, and then it's cool. You like the card, it's like cosmetic. You can buy icons that you can then see or put here on your profile. As you can see, I have a snake eye icon here. We will talk about this in a moment also, but it's not that important. You can buy this if you want. You can also buy an icon frame, which I personally do like these icon frames, and they are quite cheap with 60 and 30 gems. This is nothing. You can also go wallpaper. This is the thing that you can see right here, the snake eye wallpaper that I have here, but you can also go ahead and buy something else if you want to. And then you can also have card cases here, which this will be shown in the deck building menu, which we will take a look at in a moment. And then we have special here, which at the moment, as I already talked about, we had the 2nd anniversary of the game a month ago. So they sometimes release these special bundles here. For example, there is this Blue Eyes bundle for 3,000 gems that you can get here. And in this bundle, you will get all this stuff here. You will get 30 master packs, which this is always bad. Please keep this in mind. Master packs are always bad. You will get this Blue Eyes card here in like a royal finish. This is something we need to talk about in a moment also when we talk about crafting and the rarities. And then you will get the field here, for example. You can always take a look at the special part here, and maybe there's something for you there. Then there is the duel pass. You might know these passes, these game passes from other games, and let me tell you this duel pass here in Master Duel is a no-brainer. It's crazy how much they give you. This upgrading this duel pass that you can find the progress on the bottom here. It says duel pass. I have the gold duel pass. So you have a normal duel pass here, and then the gold duel pass, and you have 100 levels that if you play the ranked ladder, or I think also solo mode, if you achieve your missions or play in the event, then you will complete and get experience points, and you will basically climb your duel pass, which normally the duel pass will be renewed every like 65-ish days. Correct me if I'm wrong here. It doesn't really matter, but the duel pass is such a no-brainer. It's insane. So the normal stuff is free here, but for 700 gems you can upgrade this to the gold duel pass and get a lot more resources, and 700 gems is nothing. And the crazy thing about the duel pass is that you can see here what the gold duel pass gives you. It gives you 700 gems back. So the duel pass is just for free, and the duel pass gives you 100 ultra rare crafting points, which is insane. This is so much. These are free, and there are 3 free ultra rares. So because you need 30 crafting points to make an ultra rare or super rare, but more to that in a moment when we go and look at the deck part of this game here. But the duel pass, always get it. Always get this duel pass. You will also get this. This is like a mate. So on your field there will be the sword. Then you can see this one that you have already seen on my thing here. And yeah, this is a no-brainer. Always get the duel pass. The value is insane. And then we come to, you can also buy, just to quickly talk about this, you can also buy deck slots here. I have never needed this, but you can if you want to. You can also just delete your decks, as you will see in a moment. But now let's talk about one of the best deals in the entire shop that you should get at the beginning. So what you can get here, and there are always new bundles coming to this from time to time. So when I started out, there was only this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one available. Okay, no, this one was not available, this one was not available, and this one was not available, and this one. I think I only had these 4 here. These bundles super crazy. So for the price of 750 gems, which is not a lot, you get 10 master packs, which is not great because, as I already hinted to, master packs aren't great, but you will get an ultra rare staple card. So staple cards meaning cards that you will basically play in every deck because they are just so great. So for example, one of the most played cards in the game is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This one here, which is a hand trap, I will talk about in a moment, where you can find out whether a card is really good or is really relevant for you, or if you can decraft it. But you should go ahead and buy all of these here, because all of these 8 cards that you will get here, which are ultra rares, so you have to pay 30 ultra rare crafting points for them or pull them from a pack. But for 750 gems you get them for free, and 10 master packs. Get all of them because over time you will be able to use all of them. So in every deck you will use 3 Ash Blossoms, in nearly every deck you will use 3 Infinite Impermanences, and then Nibiru, for example, also used a lot. Triple Tactic Talents also used a lot. Effect Veiler used a lot. And these are a bit more specific, but also insanely good cards. So get every one of this over time. This is something that you should invest your money in right from the start. But obviously, if you have a specific deck in mind that you want to build, then your first goal should be the secret packs, just to get the cards for the deck you want. But always keep in mind that every deck consists of these staple cards, hand traps. These, like the Effect Veiler and the Ash Blossom, are called hand traps because you can use them from your hand to interrupt your opponent's plays. But I don't want to talk about the game in general here. I only want to show you Master Duel and how you can start this. So this is the shop, and this is everything important about the shop. Let's talk about decks next, and then we talk about the solo mode, which for a beginner is extremely important. So what is public deck search? I can quickly take a look at this myself. What can you search here? I've never seen this. Okay, so you are able to just search decks from random people and copy them, I guess? Or what is going on? Oh yeah, sure. So you can copy decks from random people here if you want to. I would not recommend doing this. I will show you where you can find your decks basically. You can also see the list of structure decks that you have here. For example, this is the starting deck that you get. Then these 3 here are the ones that you can choose from at the beginning. So as you can see, you have all of them at the end, so it doesn't matter which one you take at the beginning. So that's not a problem. You can see there are these deck slots here, which is also what I talked about in the shop. You can buy additional deck slots if you want, but you can just go ahead and delete the decks, so you don't have to buy additional ones. But let's talk about and look at the decks here. So first of all, if you click on the deck, you can change the accessoires. These are things that I talked about when we talked about the shop. You can buy different protectors, you can buy different fields, and you can activate them here, set them here. I always like the simple one because I can then concentrate on the game. Field parts, and this is everything that you can basically buy in the shop, right? You can change this here if you want to. Then you can obviously also you can, for example, draw 5 cards here, so you can check what your starting hands would look like. You can also go +1 if you want to basically simulate you going second. So this is quite nice. You can copy the deck, so there will be an exact copy of this here in the deck building editor. You can also delete it, and then you can export it from the Yu-Gi-Oh database. I'm not quite sure, but this is actually not that important. And then obviously the most important thing is edit the deck, which brings you in this window here, right, where you can just click on the cards and pull them here, which is these are all the cards that you own. Actually, these are all the cards that you own, and you can just put them here and pull them over here. You have your main deck here, and then your extra deck here. And normally in Yu-Gi-Oh there's also the side deck, which the side deck is not important right here because the ranked ladder and also the casual mode is best of 1. So we are playing best of 1 normally in a tournament setting. In the TCG and OCG, Yu-Gi-Oh is a best of 3 format. You will also have a side deck with 15 cards. In this case, it is not available. We only have the extra deck with 15 cards and the main deck. Extra deck 15 cards is the max. Main decks, there is the max of 60 cards here. And as you can see right here, there are the rarities over on the cards right here. So if you click this button here, so if there's only the one card visible basically, this will show you every card that you own. And then you can also go and click this one here, which will also show you cards that you not own. As you can see, these blurred outs or dark or gray cards here I do not own. And if the cards are basically in color, then I own the cards, right? Then you obviously have your search bar, which you can type in, I don't know, let's for example say the Ash Blossom, the card I showed you that you can get from the bundle here. And as you can see, oh, in this specific deck I actually don't have Ash Blossoms in here, but I have, for example, the Infinite Impermanence that we have also seen with the bundle offering that I showed you. So you can just go ahead, type this in here, and then also, yeah, so this is how you can search the card. You can also use filters. So you might search for a normal card, an effect card, a light monster, a spell, a field spell. You might want to search for a spellcaster, the level. You can also search for the rarity here. And something I definitely want to show you now is the different rarities when it comes to the rarities, basically. So as you can see right here, we have ultra rares here. I have filtered for ultra rares here in the filter. And for example, here on the bottom, you are able to dismantle, so decraft some cards and to generate some cards. Note here that I cannot dismantle this card because this card was gifted to me. This is one of the cards from the free pack, basically. Let me just quickly show you again what I mean with this, so there is not a confusion here. So I'm getting cards from the legacy pack here or from these packs here in general. I think this was also true for the second anniversary pack here. These are cards that you cannot decraft, so you can't get resources from them. I have already talked about this. This is why the packs are not that important, because they don't give you any resources. If you get a card that you don't need, then you are stuck with this card. So this card is an ultra rare card, but I don't need it, so it's basically useless. In comparison to that, I could, for example, dismantle this card here, the Lightning Storm, because this is a card that does not come from the free packs, but I have crafted or I have pulled from a secret or selection or master pack. So you can dismantle any ultra rare for 10 ultra rare points, and you will need 30 ultra rare points. You can see this down here to generate an ultra rare. So always keep this in mind. If you want to have any specific ultra rare, you basically need to give 3 ultra rares away, so you can generate any one that you want here. So you can see at the moment I have 0 ultra rare crafting points. This is also why the battle pass is really insane, because it gives you 100 ultra rare crafting points, which is basically three free ultra rares. Really hard to say. But yeah, let us look at the rarities here, because this is also very important. As you can see, I have this card Chaos Angel, but in 3 different rarities. I have a normal ultra rare rarity one, which I can dismantle for 10 gems. And then you can see I also have one that I can dismantle for 15 gems, which the first rarity is basically the basic rarity. As you can see, there's nothing shiny here. Then there is the next one, which I'm not quite sure how this is called, but you can see the border is basically shiny, and then the name is shiny. There is an effect on the card, right? And these cards, you can also pull them from the packs, but it's less likely getting them. These cards can be decrafted for 15 crafting points. This is also true for the super rares, but not for the normals and the rares, because with the normals and the rares, you only have this rarity and then this first rarity here, but not the third one, which is Royal Finish. I think this is called Glossy Finish, and this is then Royal Finish. And as you can see, this is basically shining all over the card, which is definitely a very, very pretty rarity. And you can't see this right now, but this can be dismantled for 30 gems. At the moment I can't, because this is a card I actually was gifted. So this is a card from the packs we just talked about that you can't decraft. But let me just show you what I mean here. So for example, this would be another one I can dismantle for 15. Do I have a card here at the moment that I can dismantle for 30, so you can basically see it? Let me just take a look, because normally I tend to decraft them, because they're obviously 3 times the worth of a normal ultra rare. I am definitely one to maximize all the advantages when it comes to gaining resources. I actually don't have a single one, but you basically just have to trust me when I tell you that there are also these Royal Finish cards that you can recraft for 30 crafting points here, which basically means a Royal Finish ultra rare of any kind is any free ultra rare that you want. And in my opinion, you should always decraft the, so for example, if I would only need 1 Chaos Angel, I would definitely go ahead and decraft this one. I personally also think that this one is way worse than this, like the one without the shiny glow on it, but the Royal Finish one is obviously very nice. So I would always go ahead, if you want to maximize resources, and if you have multiple copies of a card that you only need, for example, 1 of, go ahead and decraft the one that gives you more crafting points, right? And we can can quickly take a look. As I already said, this is also true for super rares. Now, we might be able to see this with super rares here, because I don't think that I have decrafted all the super rare. Here you can see it. So this is a royal finish super rare from Just Desserts, which I can dismantle for 30 and I can generate with 30. So this is a 1-for-1 trade basically. This is, as I already said, also true for super rares, but not for normals and rares, as they only come in the normal rarity, this one here, and then the rarity which is a bit shiny, right? So there are unfortunately no royal finish variants for this one here. And then, for example, just a little trick here, if you just wanted, if you are like, oh, I want this bold escargot in this rarity here, then you can just go ahead, because as you can see, I have 32,000 crafting points normal here, and I could just go, if I really wanted this, I could just go and generate 3 more of them, and then maybe at this point I didn't get them, but I could just be lucky and get another one of these shiny ones, and it would basically cost me nothing, because I have unlimited amounts of these 2 resources here. And also, as I already talked about, super rare resources also not something that is really rare, so don't you worry about this. But with the ultra rare crafting points, you should be very careful in how you use them. What is also very cool is that you can look at how you can obtain the cards. This is a bad example. Let's take a look at this one, how to obtain them, because this tells you that you can get the Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, which is a Labyrinth card in the Master Pack, which makes sense. Every card is in the Master Pack. And also in the Secret Pack, the Trap in the Wicked Castle, which is currently locked. I will show this to you in a moment, but this card is also available in a current selection pack, the Name of the Champions, which is in the shop at the current moment. You can see the card right here. So you can go ahead and look where you can get these cards, and then you can also go ahead and look at related cards, which shows you other cards that are also from this archetype. So this is also a Labyrinth card. All of these are Labyrinth cards, and this is also a Labyrinth card. So this is why this is on here. So for example, if I just wanted to, let me just show you, if I wanted the Labyrinth Secret Pack, I would just go ahead and craft a super rare from the Labyrinth Secret Pack. I want only one. You can change this here. Just craft one, generate, and then you can see I have a new secret pack available here, the Trap in the Wicked Castle, which is the Labyrinth secret pack. And now I can go ahead and pull from the Labyrinth secret pack for, I will take a look at this, for 24 hours, as I already talked about. And obviously, when you pull from this pack, then the amount here will be reset to 24, I think. And if you want to get this secret pack once again available in the shop, you will once again have to craft a super rare or higher from this secret pack, as I just did and showed you. You can also take a look. You can see it's right here, the Trap in the Wicked Castle. I have basically unlocked this. There are like 60 secret packs or something, but as I already talked about, I will show you where you can find them in a moment when we go and take a look at the website here. But let's just quickly hop over again here in the deck section, which I just want to check if there's something else that I want to show you. You can pull these cards from here to here, but you can also just click on this card and hit the +1 button, which will put basically every 3 copies of this into your deck, which is a bit faster. And here's your extra deck. Yeah, I guess this is everything that you basically need to know when it comes to the deck building part here. You can bookmark some cards. I don't know, I've never used this in 2 years playing this game, so I think this is not really important. This is basically everything that you need to know. You can also go ahead and dismantle all extra cards, which in this case, as you can see, would give me some super rare crafting points, because I have some super rare duplicates. I personally do not do this. You can do this if you want to. You can also batch generate cards not owned. So if, for example, I had some ultra rares in here, super rares or whatever that I do not own. So let's, for example, let's just put in, I don't know. Let's put in, I don't know, this ultra rare card here, right? As you can see, it's gray, so I don't own it. So if I go here and go batch generate cards not owned, I could do this, but as you can see, I can't, because this would cost me 30 ultra rare crafting points, and then I would go minus 30 because I have not a single ultra rare crafting points. At the moment, I can't. But you can also go ahead and do this. This is the deck building stuff, which I think this is everything that you need to know here. And then we come to the solo mode, which is especially important for you in the beginning. So the solo mode basically, there is the tutorial solo mode, which is basically tutorial, duel restart, duel training. And then there are these archetype specific solo modes. So for example, the Warriors of the 6 Elemental Lords is a solo mode that is about the Elemental Saber cards. So there's a deck with Elemental Saber, and in these solo modes you can go ahead and just play some games with, for example, the Elemental Saber cards, as you can see right here. This is always called loner deck because they basically give you the ability to play this deck in this specific mission, but you could also go ahead and choose one of your own decks to make this mission, loner my deck. And the important thing, and why this is very important for you in the beginning, is that if you do a lot of solo mode missions, you will get a lot of gems from just playing in the solo modes, but also in basically every of these, let's call them brackets here. So you can see there are like, I don't know how many there are here, like 20 or 26, and there are always new ones being added like every month. So every month there is one new bracket here added, so one new story basically, which you can then go and play against the computer. The cool thing is that at the end of every storyline here, there is normally a mission that gives you 200 gems. As you can see right here, I have already completed this mission. This requires you to play your own deck, not the loner deck. You could also play the loner deck to get this mate here, which is with you on the duel field. We will take a look at the duel field in a moment. Yeah, you will have to unlock these things normally with these resources here, which is dark, light, fire, earth, water, and wind. And you will get these resources in the solo mode. As you can see, if I go and play this practice duel here, then I will get 150 of the water orbs, right? So you will need the orbs to unlock this here, but you will also get them by playing the solo mode. So at the beginning of your journey, you can just hop right in here and go play solo mode. But what you should do, the first thing that you should do when starting a new account is go over here and do duel training, duel strategy, because this is where you will get this is the fastest way to get the most resources in the beginning, because as you can see, you will get, and this is also quite cool because you will get some staple ultra rares like the Raigeki. You cannot decraft this card because, once again, cards you are basically gifted, you can't decraft, but you will get a Raigeki for free. Then here you get a Monster Reborn for free. Then here I think it's a Rotor. Oh no, it's some useless stuff, but somewhere you can get a reinforcement of the army, also very important spell, also an ultra rare that you do not need to have to craft then. But these missions here, these 4 missions here, basically show you the extra deck summoning mechanisms of the game. So this is Synchro, and then the next one is XYZ. This is a practice for Pendulum Summon, and then this is for Link Summon. So these are very short. They take like 1 minute if you rush through them, but you can also go ahead and just learn them, obviously, and understand them. But they will give you 600 gems for just 1 minute of playing the game. And if you go ahead and do this first and just get these 2,400 gems, if you are on a new account, at the end of just doing these 4 solo mode missions, you will have like 5,000 gems, because you will also have a lot of missions that are basically finished by you playing the solo mode. And then once again, dual strategy 2, this is also quite nice. They will also get a lot of cool stuff, like here you can see you will get gems, you will get cards. So what I would suggest you do in the beginning when you have a new account is just go in here, play the tutorial, of course, because there I think you also get a lot of gems. This is also the one that you will be in at the beginning of the game, where you can choose your deck here. And if you play this here, you will get 500 gems, obviously. So go ahead and play this. You will be able to, with like 1 or 2 hours with a new account, acquire 10,000 gems, which is definitely enough to build a meta deck if you want to do that. So at the beginning, you should go ahead and at least do these 3 here. And then if you want even more resources, so you have to think of every bracket here giving you 200 gems, which is actually quite a lot. You also, for example, get 200 gems when you go play in the ranked ladder and you climb up a ranked. What you have to understand with this ranked ladder and getting gems here is that the higher you are in your league, basically, so this is Master, the top league. If I climb here from, as you can see right here, after 2 more wins, I will be Master Tier 4. At the moment, I'm Master Tier 5, indicated by this number here. So if I climb to Master Tier 4, I will get 200 gems. And if I climb to Master Tier 3, I will once again get 200 gems. And if you are lower, so if you are, for example, Silver, then you will only get, I think, 100 gems for a rank up. But it will also be easier to rank up, and you cannot really declimb, which here in Master you can also declimb. What you can never do in a season is to lose your league, basically. So in this season, so until the March the 31st, I am not able to to not be master. I cannot derank into diamond, which is the league under master. So we were talking about the solo mode, but this is just a quick one to understand here. So when you first start off a new account, go ahead and play the solo mode, play what I just showed you, and you will get a lot of resources that you can use. And then just go to the shop. At the beginning, you should definitely go for these bundle deals, go and unlock the duel pass, and then go and unlock whatever secret pack you need for the specific deck you want to build. And if you maybe want to build one of the, I would say, more classic decks, you can also go ahead and buy structure decks here. This is the first thing that you should do. And I think at this moment, we have talked about every button here, so you might now understand how everything works here. Once again, this is not that important, but you can also click on your profile. You can edit your profile where you can give a different icon frame, title, mate, wallpaper. You can change this here. You can also save replays, and then you can go and watch them here. At the moment, I have none. There are, I think, 10 replays that you can save there. I'm not quite sure. Then you can also see some data here, so how many days I have logged in, I don't know, how my most consecutive login days, whatever, just some data if you want to check that out. Let us quickly hop over into a duel so I can show you just the overlay basically of the game here. Okay, let's just go in ranked here. I will just give up and grant my opponent the win. So when going into the rank mode or on the casual mode, you will go into the search bar, and then you will see your opponent here, and you can see the deck box right here that you can also change. Your mate is right here. There is a coin flip, and you can decide whether you want to go first or second. Normally you want to go first. This is definitely something that will increase your win percentage. Not with every deck. There are also some decks that want to go second, but most likely it's the case. And you can see this is the duel field here. I don't want to go into too in depth about the duel field because this is more about how to play the game, and this is not what I wanted to show you. But yeah, this is your duel field. And you can also change some of your settings here. You can change your sound settings here, but you can also change the duel settings here, where you can, for example, decide whether the game shows you some activation conditions. But as I already said, this is a bit deep into the game. This is more about how to really play the game and maybe something for a future video. But this for now is only so that you understand how the duel field looks like. And this is where we actually play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And then you can obviously just surrender, which we will do right now. So I think I have showed you everything with the in-game stuff. So now let's talk about two websites I wanted to show you that as a beginner are very important to you. The one is definitely way more important than the other one, but it's okay. We will take a look at both of them. So the first one being Master Duel Meta. So Master Duel Meta is definitely the website that you should use when playing Master Duel. Everything that is important happens here. Basically, this is not from Konami. This is from another creator. And you can see there are different things here. There's a tier list that you can check where they basically tell you which ones are the best decks. You can also click on them and then see some deck lists. You can, if you want to like just see a deck list and copy a deck list, click on here, and then you can see every card. You can see the rarity of the card, and you can also see, this is quite nice, which packs you would need to get these cards here. You can also see, for example, in Right Into the Future, which is the selection pack currently in the shop available. This selection pack has, and you can see down here, 5 ultra rares and 3 super rares that are in this deck here. So you can go here and just take a look at which packs you need for a specific deck that you might want to build. So there's the tier list here, which is based on tournaments that are held. So this is not the ladder. This is not what happens on the ladder, but this is quite accurate. A bit more accurate would probably be the tier list over on Untap.gg, because this is something that you can download for free. This is a companion where this basically tracks your win percentage. You can go over here. For example, this is my profile here, Triple Tactics Stim profile, and it shows you when you have played games, with which decks you have played, how the win rate of these decks are. And you can also take a look at the tier list here, which shows you which are the best decks at the moment, the tiers here, A, B tier, C tier, how popular they are, in which rank they are most likely being played. So you can see the Snake Eyes here, for example, is not really played in bronze, not really in silver, a bit in gold, but mostly in diamond and platinum, and not so much in master. There's also something interesting. You can click on here if you want to take a look at the decks that people are playing, and then you can just go copy the deck over into the game or just type in the names of the cards. As you can see, all the names of the cards here. You can see the rarity, and if you have this integrated with your game, you can also, so this one basically it says Spielbar, which is German and means I can play this deck, which basically tells me that I have every card in Master Duel to build this deck. And for example, if there would be any deck, so for example, here are some CPs missing. As you can see, it tells me, because it knows how many CPs I have, it tells me I have 30 CPs missing, ultra rare, because because I'm missing one effect failure, for example. This is or was originally a website for Magic the Gathering Arena, which is why it is called Untapped. So tapping is a term of Magic, but they also have this Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel thing here right now with a tier list with decks, and then there's also a premium function, I guess. I don't know. This is quite new, quite early thing. So this will definitely become better in the future. But you can take a look at the best decks right here, and also can take a look at the deck list that you can then just copy. But you can also just go over here with the tier lists, or on Master Duel Meta we are again go over to top decks, where you can see basically every archetype that there is, and you can also see the tier lists here. So these archetypes are the ones that you can also see on the tier list here. As you can see, tier 1, tier 2, these are Snake Eye, Labyrinth, you can see them here. You can also go ahead and let's, for example, say you want to play Black Wings. There you can see there are 2 decks here that are listed here on the website, and then there are these decks. You click on them, and then you have the deck list here that you can just copy the names over. There's also an option to just copy this from Master Duel Meta into Master Duel. I'm not quite sure how this works. You have to connect something here. I'm not quite sure. And once again, you are being shown the secrets and selection packs that you can use here, or that these cards that you need are in, right? But you can also just go ahead. They have this secret pack. Don't they have this anymore? Secret packs. You can also go secret pack here and just take a look at every secret pack basically in the game. So if, for example, you want to play Branded Despia, they have a really nice, probably one of the best secret packs in the game. And if you just now want to get this secret pack unlocked, we have talked about this, you would go ahead and craft a super rare or an ultra rare from this secret pack. So if I want to unlock this pack to build Branded Despia, I would go ahead and, for example, craft a Fallen of Albas in the game, and then I would be able to pull from this pack here. One important thing that I wish I would have known at the beginning is if you pull like cards from packs, right? And at the beginning you might not be super familiar with what are good cards and what are bad cards, and if you can decraft the cards, or if you might want to save them because they are important for the game or good staple cards, you can go over here to top cards and click on usage rate, which shows you the most used cards in the decks that are listed on this website. And there you can see the most stable cards, which is Maxi, Triple Maxi is in every deck, Triple Ash is in every deck, 2 Called By is basically in every deck, and then you can see Infinite Impermanence. You can also see in how many decks they are here, which basically shows you the most important cards, which also tells you which cards you should get first. So just a quick little tip, I have another video that you can go look at, which is called the best cards to craft in the beginning, which obviously are these staple cards here. There are staple cards like the first 10 here, or the first 13, 14. The first 14 cards, for example, are staple cards that you will use in a lot of decks. And then the next card, or from the next card on, there are also cards that basically belong in a single deck. This, for example, is Snake Eyes, the deck that we have just seen here in the top tier list. But what I wanted to say is that in the beginning, for example, I pulled this card here, Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, and I wasn't sure whether this is a good card or this is a card I never need, and I decrafted this card, right? Which was pretty bad, because I decrafted this for 10 ultra rare crafting points, but later on I found out that this is in a lot of decks, so I then had to recraft it again for 30 ultra rare crafting points, basically losing me resources. So if you pull a random ultra rare from a pack that you open, then if you want to decraft the card, you should, before you do it, go ahead and go over here. This also counts for super rares, of course. There are super rares that you will use in basically every deck, or in a lot of decks, like the Droll and Lockbird at the moment, or I don't know, the Hita, the Bagooska, or the DD Crow, for example. What else? Gamma. And there are definitely also super rares that are used in a lot of decks, and that it would be wise to just keep them and not decraft them. So if you pull a random card and you are asking yourself whether you can decraft this card or you should decraft this card, then just go ahead, go over to top cards, to usage rate, and then take a look at the first and maybe the second page. Don't they have a second page anymore? Okay, then take a look at least the first page here, and take a look at how important this card is. I think this also shows you. Doesn't this also show you in which decks this is used, or is this something else? It does not seem to be the case. But go ahead and take a look at this, and then you can be sure whether you can decraft this or not. And you can see there are also some other news about tournaments on this website. There is also always news about the new event coming. So as I already talked about our event, we can quickly take a look at. We have not done this until now. So as I already said, there is one event each month here, and this will always look kind of like this, where if you progress in this event, you will unlock gems. So basically half of the gems of the 3,300 gems you will get in the event, and the other half will basically come through the missions from the event. So by playing the event, you will unlock more ranks here. In this case, it's a rank. With other events, this is specific for the Duelist Cup. The Duelist Cup basically comes around every 3 months, I guess, and other times there are other events that basically limit the way you can build decks. So for example, in one event you can only play fire monsters, or you can only play link monsters. In these events you will collect points, but it basically is the same. These points basically give you these ranks, and the ranks unlock these gems. So this is where you can get, so as you can see right here, I will need to play a bit more of the event to unlock the last 100 gems for this event. And also one important thing to note here is that with every event you can also just chill a bit and play the event a bit later on, because as you can see right here in the notifications, yesterday there were additional missions unlocked for the Duelist Cup. So this is always the case at the beginning of the event. So this started on March the 13th. There will be missions for the event. But then around about 10 or 12 days later, there will be new missions for this. So you can see I have already completed missions here, and these are new missions that have just recently been added, which give us more gems. And these will normally be missions like Duel in the Duelist Cup. So if you, for example, complete every mission here and all the have gotten all the other gems from the event over in the event tab, which are these ones here, then obviously you don't really have a motivation to play the event even more if you just want to collect the resources, that is. And if you then get these additional missions here which say, hey, go and play 20 more games in the Duelist Cup to get these gems, then it's a bit sad, because then you have to invest more times in the events that you might not want to play or only wanted to play for the resources. So you can just wait a few days when these additional missions get unlocked, which I did not do, but as you can see, I left some missions open here, and I also have the 100 that I still have to collect. So I will have to play a few more games here, but the best thing, the best practice would be to just not play the events at the beginning of the events, just wait for the additional missions to be unlocked so you can get all the rewards with the least amount of time, basically. So back over here to Master Duel Meta, which we can quickly take a look at another event so you understand how this works. As I already said, this Duelist Cup event comes around every 3 months, roundabout. But there are also other events. For example, let me quickly scroll down here. Last one is quite a while ago, or was quite a while ago. Can you please load? Thank you. Where is that? Okay, here was in, so the Duelist Cup is the event for March, and the event for February, if this sometimes loads, was the Synchro and Link Festival. So sometimes you will have 2 split events in 1 month, which together give you 3,300 gems. Normally in these events that limit something, like for example in this event, in the synchro event, you were only able to play synchro monsters in your extra deck, and in the link event you were only able to play link monsters in your extra deck. But now that I look at here, you can play, oh no, you could play, sorry, you could play, this was, I think this was not a split event. Was this a split event? Oh, this was a Synchro Link event. You can see this in the background here. There was a Synchro Link event where you could only play Synchro and Link monsters in the extra deck, and then there was the Legend Anthology Acceleration event where you could play like specific decks like Blue Eyes and stuff. And in these other events, you will always have that you can then also access through here. You will always have 3 loner decks, so you don't need to craft a deck for the event. I personally I'm a bit a hater of these events. I like the Duelist Cup because the Duelist Cup in the Duelist Cup you can play every deck. The Duelist Cup is basically like the ranked ladder, but in these other events you will, for example, only be able to play fire monsters, and then if you want to play a good deck, you will have to craft specific cards for the event, only for the event, that you will never use on the ladder, for example, and this will cost you ultra rare crafting points. So one tip here is to never ever, if you want to maximize resources in an event, never ever go and craft a deck only for an event to get 3,300 gems. Never ever craft an ultra rare for an event if you want to maximize the resources, because this is always like a minus thing. This is always a negative. There are always videos, and I also tend to make videos about cheap decks that only have rares or normals that you can go ahead and just finish the events with and get all the resources. But there will also be, not in the Duelist Cup, but every other event, there will be 3 decks that you can just use. These are free decks, loner decks they are called, like in the solo mode, and you can just use them. Those are normally quite weak, which is a bit annoying. So for me, it always ends up with being, I have to grind these events with like bad decks, which I always lose with, just to get these resources, which I really hate this. I would wish for Konami to just give us every card that is available in an event just for the event for free, basically, so everyone can play the same deck and don't need to craft anything for the event. So to make a long story short, never ever craft something for an event, never ever craft a deck or a card for an event if it can be avoided at any cost. But yeah, Master Duel Meta, this is definitely the core site that you can use. There are also guides for basically every deck that is at the moment in the game, but you can also find guides on my channel. Just type in the name of the deck and then guide, and most likely I will have a guide for the deck, for the decks that come up from now. I will have a guide. Some decks I don't make a guide because I don't play them, but you can find a guide here, also on YouTube, obviously. And yeah, Master Duel Meta, a very important site, and the other one was Untapped.gg. They are also in the description. So I honestly guess this is everything that you need to know as a new player. One last final thing that I did in the beginning that you can do but don't have to do. If you want to play a specific deck and it's very expensive, then what you can do is go ahead and make a new account. So just make a new email address, make a new Steam account, and download Master Duel with this new account, because then once again you will have access to all this beginning gem free stuff. So as I already talked about in the beginning, with a new account you are able within like 2 or 3 hours to generate like 15,000 gems, which normally, just to put it into perspective, I have worked a long time for this. Like I have also 15,000 gems at the moment, but these are collected from around about 1.5 months of playing the game. But you could also just go ahead and pay $210 euros to get 15,000 gems. But with a new account you will get 15,000 gems within the first 2 or 3 or 4 hours of playing the game for free, basically, in which with the tactics that I told you about, starting with the solo mode missions here, and then you can also go ahead and go into the ranked mode, which also will give you a lot of rewards. You will be able to accrue a lot of rewards early on, and then this will drop linear or exponentially, actually, when you have the account for longer. So if you want to play a specific deck and you don't have the resources on your main account, you can go ahead. I have 4 accounts, which at the moment I only use my main account, because over time your main account will definitely accrue a lot of resources, and then you basically have everything that you need. So at the moment I don't need new accounts for new decks. I can just do it with this account, because I basically have every stable card that is in the game I have crafted. So for example, these Maxis and these Impermanences and Nibiru, these are cards called by, or for example, extra deck, nothing reading the extra deck here, but I basically have every card that is a stable card that will come in basically every deck, don't matter what it is. And over time your main account will grow, but if you want in the beginning to play a specific deck, it's very expensive, you don't have the resources, just go ahead and make a new account and then play for 3 or 4 hours if you want to invest the time, obviously, and then you can just go and build the deck there and play with the deck there. Yeah, I guess this is everything that you need to know. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions. I hope this helped. I hope I could explain everything quite well. Thanks for being here. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and giving a thumbs up and the notification bell. This obviously helps me out a lot. I hope we will see each other in more videos on my channel. I do videos about guides, I do ranked climb videos, I do videos about the TCG and the OCG, and I always do videos when there is new stuff. I always talk about the new stuff coming to the game, and when there is a new pack released, I also talk about this. So super happy to have you here. I hope you liked it. I hope this helped, and hopefully we will see each other in another video of mine.